Broncos quarterback Jake Plummer didn't shy away from praising Rodgers. He said that Rodgers has a photographic memory, and like Peyton Manning, if he landed with the Broncos, could make the team an instant contender. Shannon, do you agree with what Plummer had to say?
Absolutely. Kansas City, Baltimore, Tennessee, all would be put on notice. There's no question about it. Their defense will be sensational. And you look at that young talent that they have, if you put Aaron Rodgers in there with Noah Fant at tight end, Jerry Jeudy, Tim Patrick. They have Cortland Sutton, KJ Hamler. They have pieces that can contend. There's no question in my mind. And Von Miller is back and healthy with Bradley Chubb and Pat Surtain and Kareem Jackson and Justin Simmons. Yes, absolutely. Whomever you deem is top in the AFC would be put on notice if Aaron Rodgers donned the blue and orange. There's no question in my mind, Skip. We've seen this happen before. We saw what Drew Brees did for the Saints. We saw what Phillip Rivers did last year for the Indianapolis Colts. We saw what Peyton Manning did when he came to Denver. Four straight AFC West titles. And they went to 2 Super Bowls. Absolutely. They would challenge. And I believe he would have a better chance of going to the Super Bowl out of the AFC with that team because I trust Fangio in that defense. No question about it. Yeah.
I think you're spilling blue and orange over there, all over your argument. I think there's no objectivity coming from that side of the table.
Think about what they did. They won like 7 games last year with Drew Lock, who you have little to no respect for.
That's a fact.
Okay, so now you put Aaron Rodgers with that. A guy that does not turn the ball over versus a guy that's a turnover machine with those weapons and that defense.
Okay, so Jake Plummer lost me on his logic here. Maybe he's Jake, I should have been a plumber. I don't know.
All I know is he beat Tom Brady in the playoffs.
Okay, well, he did once upon a time. In Tom's personal house of horrors in Denver.
Did he do that?
High. He did. And then what happened?
I'm just saying what he did. I don't know what happened, but I know what he did.
So Jake Plummer is saying that Aaron Rodgers has been mediocre in Green Bay because he's never been motivated to think he could win a championship with the team around him in Green Bay like he would with the team around him in Denver. That's the thrust of what Jake Plummer said.
I don't know about 3 MVPs and 9 Pro Bowls being mediocre, but okay.
Well, and here's what I don't know about. The Green Bay Packers the last 2 years went 13-3 and 13-3. In this past year, obviously, both years they got to the NFC Championship game, got blown out at San Francisco, then got Tom Brady at home at Lambeau. But last year, the Green Bay Packers tied for the most Pro Bowlers in the National Football League with 7. That's pretty good. Denver had 2, both on defense. I'm going to give you that. But Green Bay also had 2 on defense because Zadarius and Jair Alexander made it.
Right.
Okay? So Devontae Adams was ranked at the end of the year by Pro Football Focus the #1 receiver in all of pro football. Huh? Really? So Green Bay's defense by Pro Football Focus was ranked 8th. Denver's last year was ranked 7th. Well, you can't
with
tell
no
me.
Von Miller.
Okay? But I'm
with
just
no
saying,
Von.
So what?
What you mean, so what?
How old is he now? He's like 42.
No, did you not see what he did in the Super Bowl? Do I need to remind you?
Yeah, once upon a time, long ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Oh, you do, like you said, you know them other guys watch the show, so you don't think Von watches, Uncle? He heard what you said. Now watch what he does.
Yeah, but he's not capable of backing it up at this stage in this age.
What you mean, Skip? The man's 32.
Okay, well, he's on the downside.
Ain't no downside.
Yeah, and he's been hurt and hurt and hurt.
No. Last year was his first year getting hurt. He had been healthy up until then. And 100 sacks in a decade. Who else? 9 years. Who can boast that? But you about to find out.
Gushing orange and blue.
Now you about to find out with him and Chubb.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. Interesting. Well, what about these Packers? So
what about them?
I'm even looking last year at points allowed. Green Bay was 13th. Denver was 25th in points allowed last year. Wow.
Think about
25th?
Think about this here. When your quarterback throws 2 interceptions, so you're not. How many interceptions did Drew Lock throw? How many times did he fumble the ball? So imagine when your defense doesn't have to defend short fields, and you got to make somebody go the long way. Oh, Skip, don't do that. I tell you what, tell Green Bay to trade him to us, and we'll see who goes the furthest.
Packers last year were 9th in yards allowed on defense, and Denver was 21st.
Skip.
21st?
I don't care how great your defense is.
Boy, they're shut down in Denver.
If you put them on
the Orange Crush all over. Orange Crush 2.
Okay. When Tom Brady was turning the ball over, how did Tampa's defense look?
When was he turning?
When Tom Brady was turning the ball over, you remember that stretch when they got the doors blown off them?
Yeah, when the defense was like bottom 5 in the
that
league.
is the defense fault.
Well, do you remember what Drew Brees did to them at Tampa on a Sunday night? I think it took 8 possessions before they even stopped him one time.
What did the defense do to Drew Brees in New Orleans?
Yeah.
What did the defense...
Finally came alive.
Okay,
right
then.
on time.
So it goes hand in hand. So watch. I tell you what, you don't believe it? Tell Green Bay to get up off him. Tell Green Bay to get up off him and put him in Denver, and let's see. I bet they have a better record than Tampa.
All I know is I'm not going to go poor, pitiful Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay because he's had lots of talent.
No, I'm not doing that.
Well, that's what Jake Plummer was doing. Like, he needs to come here and wake up and smell the roses like, oh, now I got a chance to win. No, you got to the NFC game twice in a row.
All I'm saying, in Denver, whomever you believe are the top contenders, the Buffaloes, the Tennessees, the Baltimore, the KCs, would be put on notice. That's what I'm saying. That's fact.
Okay. Well, you know, he might just lift you all the way up to the AFC Championship game, and he's going to lose it because that's what he does.
Don't do that, Skip.
Well, he just does. He's 1-4
well,
in
not at home.
NFC Championship
Not
game.
at home. Because we be at home. Aaron Rodgers get us the best record in the AFC.
Aaron Rodgers wants none of this pressure.
He wants all that.
He doesn't want to walk into Denver and be seen as the savior.
And he knows Fangio can dial it up. Oh, Von Miller going to come out. Defensive player of the year right now. It's going to be him and Aaron Donald neck and neck. And I'm going, my nephew take this thing home.
Really?
17 sacks at least.
He's really your nephew. I didn't know that.
Watch this.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought he was from Texas.
He had a different place in his life right now. He got some good things going on.
Really?
He about to be a dad. Yeah.
Okay, good for him.
Yep.
Okay. Man,
about to have 2 sons.
Well,
Lombardi and Valor.
Really?
Yeah, about to have 2 sons.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of months apart.
Huh. Poor Aaron. He's got to get away from the dregs of the earth talent that they have in Green Bay and get to Denver where they are loaded.
I'm not talking about it. I'm just saying, if you put him in Denver, what the outcome would be. I feel very comfortable.
Well, they'd be prohibitive favorites. To run away with that Lombardi, right?
It'd be probably a pick'em game. I tell you what, they'd be favored against Kansas City at home. They might not be favored against Kansas City in Kansas City, but they'd be favored against Kansas City at home.
Well, all I know is I would love to see that Denver team with that quarterback.
No, you wouldn't. You don't
get to the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay.
You remember?
And remember what happened last year at Tampa Bay? 38-10 happened to that quarterback.
You remember?
38-10.
You remember?
He almost threw back-to-back pick sixes against that Tampa defense.
You remember what happened when Peyton Manning went to Denver against your team in the playoffs? Every year they saw each other in the championship game. What happened?
I don't know.
You don't know. Beat the brakes off them.
I just know that Tom Brady has 7 going on 8 Super Bowls, and that's all I care about.
Well, how many would he have if he didn't go into the people named the Mannings? How many would he have then?
Well, Peyton had a funny line about that yesterday ahead of the match, right? And he said, if it weren't for my mom, Olivia, Tom would have 11 of those things.
Probably.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, probably.
Yep. Okay. Well, there you go.
So the Mannings.
And I agree with that.
That's a kryptonite, the Mannings.
Yep.
Kryptonite.
Okay. Well, they're both retired, so.
But hey, we got a new one.
Yep.
Let that rascal right there go to Denver.
Okay,
we got
let him go, that rascal.
You don't want that. You know, you pretend, you talking all big because you know there's a very slim chance that's going to happen. But, I wish.
I'm talking all big because for the first time in history, a Super Bowl champion brought every starter back on offense and defense. Every starter.
Still not going to win it.
It's over.
Still not going to win it.
I got this.
Not going to win it.
I don't know.
Yep. Nope.
Shannon, you're putting a lot of pressure.
You talking
on
big.
You
talking
talking
real
bad.
big.
Yeah, I got
real
this.
big. Okay.
I got this.
Okay.
I think if history is any indication of where we should go, it'd be Tom Brady's side, Shannon, because all he does is win, right? All he does is win. I'm not going to start singing.
All he does is lose championship games.